Coming up on 5 Minute News. Giuliani admits he lied about Georgia election workers. Hunter Biden's plea deal on hold after concerns over agreement terms. And Florida ocean temperatures hotter than a hot tub. It's Thursday, July 27. I'm Anthony Davis. Rudy Giuliani has conceded that he made public comments falsely claiming 2 Georgia election workers committed ballot fraud during the 2020 presidential race, but is arguing that the statements were protected by the First Amendment. The assertion by Giuliani, who as part of Donald Trump's legal team tried to overturn results in battleground states, came in a filing on Tuesday in a lawsuit by Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. Their lawsuit from December 2021 accused the former New York mayor of defaming them by falsely stating that they had engaged in fraud while counting ballots at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. The lawsuit says Giuliani repeatedly pushed debunked claims that Freeman and Moss, mother and daughter, pulled out suitcases of illegal ballots and committed other acts of fraud to try to alter the outcome of the race. Though Giuliani is not disputing that the statements were false, he does not concede that they caused any damage to Freeman or Moss. That distinction is important because plaintiffs in a defamation case must prove not only that a statement made about them was false, but that it had also resulted in actual damage. Moss told the U.S. House committee investigating the Capitol riot that her life was shattered by the false accusations. She said she received hateful and racist messages, some wishing death upon me, telling me that I'll be in jail with my mother, and saying things like, "Be glad it's 2020 and not 1920. Freeman said in her testimony, "There is nowhere I feel safe." Giuliani's statement was attached to a filing arguing that he did not fail to produce evidence in the case and should not be sanctioned as Freeman and Moss had requested. The plea deal in Hunter Biden's criminal case unraveled during a court hearing on Wednesday after a federal judge raised concerns about the terms of the agreement that has infuriated Republicans who believe the president's son is getting preferential treatment. Hunter Biden was charged last month with 2 misdemeanor crimes of failure to pay more than $100,000 in taxes from over $1.5 million in income in both 2017 and 2018, and had been expected to plead guilty yesterday after he made an agreement with prosecutors who were planning to recommend 2 years of probation. Prosecutors said on Wednesday Hunter Biden remains under active investigation, but would not reveal details. The collapsed proceedings were a surprising development in the years-long investigation and a resolution that has been carefully negotiated over several weeks and included a lengthy back and forth between Justice Department prosecutors and Biden's attorney. The plea deal was meant to clear the air for Hunter Biden and avert a trial that would have generated weeks or months of distracting headlines. But the politics remains as messy as ever, with Republicans insisting he got a sweetheart deal and the Justice Department pressing ahead on investigations into Donald Trump, the GOP's 2024 presidential primary frontrunner. The surface ocean temperature around the Florida Keys soared to over 101 degrees Fahrenheit this week, in what could be a global record as ocean heat around the state reaches unprecedented extremes. A water temperature buoy located in the waters of Manatee Bay at the Everglades National Park recorded the high temperatures late on Monday afternoon, U.S. government data showed. Other nearby buoys topped 100 Fahrenheit and the upper 90s. Normal water temperature for the area this time of year should be between 73 and 88 Fahrenheit, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The level of heat recorded this week is about the same as a hot tub. Records for ocean surface temperature are not kept, but a 2020 study suggested that the highest temperature observed was 99.7 Fahrenheit in the Persian Gulf. The extreme readings add to previous warnings over Florida's warming waters in the southeastern United States as prolonged heat continued to bake other parts of the country. The South Florida coast has been grappling with an extreme heat wave that threatens marine life and ocean ecosystems. Heat waves are increasingly affecting the world's oceans, destroying kelp, seagrass and coral, and killing swathes of sea life like wildfires that take out huge areas of forest. Research in 2019 found that the number of ocean heatwave days had tripled in recent years. A 2021 heat dome probably killed more than 1 billion marine animals along Canada's Pacific, experts have said. The growing frequency and intensity of severe weather, both on land and in oceans, is a symptom of the global human-driven climate crisis that is fueling extremes, experts warn, with current heat waves expected to persist throughout August. The temperatures in Florida also pose a threat to human food supplies and livelihoods for those whose work is tied to the water. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.